Now, on the 16th of March 2020, the president announced restrictions on social gathering. Now, the aim of that was to stop the further spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, during that directive, institutions like this one, the Accra Technical University, were forced to halt academic activities in order to adhere to that directive. Fast-tracked to June 2020, the president has eased that directive, allowing for final year students of tertiary institutions to go back to school on the 15th of June to be able to take their final year examinations. Today's edition of the Citi Newsroom, I've come to the Accra Technical University and I'm looking at how they are preparing towards the reopening of schools on the 15th of June. Stay with us as we bring you this story. If you look around, you can see quite a number of students already here preparing towards Monday's reopening. But prior to that, we're told most of them have been coming to school anyway already. Many of the groups you're seeing around are actually study groups. They come here to come and study around here. So now on a normal day prior to this, so if you come here, there'll be a lot of people, a lot of students around here. The place will be pretty packed. Under this tree, usually you see quite a lot of students around. But of course, the numbers are quite low today, obviously, because school is still not in session. And of course, it will just be final year students who will return on Monday. We're still at the Accra Technical University. I have with me two gentlemen. They're going to give me more details of what is happening here currently on this campus. I have with me a staff of the institution as well as the students. Let's start with the reopening. How prepared are you towards that?
Well, this morning when I came to the office, I witnessed they are trying to disinfect the whole campus, both classrooms, offices, and other stuff. The use of hand sanitizer and Veronica bucket being placed at other stations, vantage point where they can wash their hands and other stuff. So I think basically we are ready for them.
How has it been like being at home for the couple of months that you were and knowing that your academic activity had come to a standstill?
Actually, they provided us with e-learning where we are being taught. We had a platform and they also give us they've been giving us assignment to also work on. But we think we coming back, it's a good, because face to face with our lecturers too will also help us to understand what we are being taught better than the other platform. We are okay with it.
But what you are reading, you have some practicals in there, don't you?
Yes.
And how has that been?
For the practical, like my department like this, they've converted it into a written part, like our functions where we are supposed to organize a program, have people coming in, cooking and doing all kinds of things. But now we've converted it into a theory something. So we are just doing the planning on paper and everything because of the COVID-19.
There were assertions that the students and staff should have a COVID test before they come back. Do you share in that? Should you have done tests as students before coming?
It's a good idea to do that because as at now, some of us, we are yet to know our status.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. We wish you the best on Monday, 15th June. So we're here picking the thoughts of students here as well as staff here, also gauging the area to see what exactly is happening here in preparation towards Monday, 15th June for the reopening of the school. And stay with us, we'll bring you more. You can see some workers of Zoom Lion who are currently going around the campus to disinfect the area. Remember, one of the key things institutions are supposed to do is to ensure they disinfect the areas in the institution. So the classrooms, if they're boarding facilities, they do that, offices, the compound, among others. And some of them have done some of the classrooms from what we've observed here at the Accra Technical University. I'm going to speak to the Zoom Lion officials here. They'll tell us what exactly they're doing here. Okay, so here at ATU, what are you doing? Classrooms? What exactly?
The classrooms, if they have a dining hall, everywhere that the students will have direct access to. So we want to handle all those places, everywhere that they will touch, everywhere that they will enter, we have to disinfect everywhere.
And after that, would you come back every now and then to disinfect, or this is it, and they come and then life goes on?
We have not had that arrangement, but with the disinfection that we are doing, we have a guideline that mostly when we finish, we give to the beneficiaries on the need to follow the protocols. One of the very important one is using disinfectant. Aside we doing the disinfection, we use the disinfectant for the normal cleanings so that it will expand, because we cannot give an expiry date as to the time that what we are doing would expire. It depends on the number of people that comes in, whether they have the virus or they don't have the virus.
It's still the Citi Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kailoko. I'm still at the Accra Technical University looking at preparations towards the reopening of tertiary institutions. One key thing that we hope to see during the period will be the adherence of social distancing because of the likely spread of the virus during the period. And we know that when it comes to our educational system, the numbers are large. So how do they intend to do that, especially during that period? I mean, one of the lecture halls of this university, trying to have a sense of the numbers that will be here. Now, if you look around me, majority of the tables and chairs have been packed behind me, and then a few tables and chairs around here. Will this be how they'll be sitting? Let me find out from a head of department of this institution. So as a head of department, we know that there are a lot of safety protocols that you are supposed to ensure that they are adhered to when the students return. What is the preparation for that?
The university has done a lot with education, creating awareness among the lecturers, and we as a union, because I'm the chairman of the TUTAC, so amongst ourselves as lecturers too, we took the education seriously. Even our meetings are normally done through Zoom. Our laboratory technology department is producing the sanitizers.
Oh, interesting.
We produce them here.
Okay, so that will go for all students or staff or what?
Everybody.
Okay.
We produce them here and even sell out. FDA has approved, the standard board have come here and approval has been given. A lot of institutions come to buy. Okay. So that one is available, and you can see that there are Veronica buckets around. Mm-hmm. So anywhere you see, student will be advised to make sure that they follow the protocols. And in the classroom, the spacing, this one is going to be one here, off, one there, off. You understand? Yeah. So that they can be proper distancing for them.
Okay. So what
lecturers
we're seeing
will not
now,
get close to them. But
what we're seeing now, we still see a reduction
in it. Because before, all these things will have to be on the floor. Mm-hmm. For the student to sit, you can see them sitting very close. But now there's no. We're going to distance them. So if you pay for us to do groups, about 4 or 5, we have to do that.
Now, with your department, for example, a class, how many people do you see in a class for final year?
Before, we have about 200 in a class. So final year student in my department for accountancy, there are almost 500.
Wow.
So they are ABC. Now we're going to go beyond the C and then make sure that the lecture teaches not less than 5 times. So the groups, if it pays for us to do Zoom, we can do. So maximum, a class that takes like 200 will now take about 50.
How do you guys feel returning back? There were some assertions that students must be tested, lecturers must be tested, staff of the institutions, administrative, etc. must be tested. Because you share in that thought? Yeah,
to some extent, yes. But what you need to understand is that government has a policy directive to all the institutions. So we're hoping that they will give proper directive for us to carry on. Other than that, the lives of the student and the lecturers will be at risk. We have a laboratory department where tests can be done easily.
The COVID test?
Yes, it can be done easily. We have experts here. If you go to hospitals around the country, the medical laboratories we have around the countries, you find our students throughout. We are experts here who teaches them. Go to Kolebu and go and see those who set the labs for the professors. They are our students. That's why we are saying government can set up a research center here, and we can do it because we have experts. We go to the SLT department or science laboratory department. We have a lot. Medical laboratory, we have a lot.
So we're still at the Accra Technical University looking at preparations towards the reopening of tertiary institutions like this one on the 15th of June, Monday. The easing of restrictions, especially on social gathering, means that final year students of the various institutions are allowed to go back to school to write their examinations. And we're here looking at how they're preparing to do that. Stay with us, we'll bring you more.